Hi, it is about that time of the year again when we plan for new resolution, when we write down our resolution. But how many did you take from the year 2023? How many had you written down and how many did you take off your to-do list? Now, we all have things that we want to achieve at the end of 2024, maybe at the end of 5 years from 2024, maybe even 10 years, 15 or 2025. What do you want to achieve? Some of us want to build good houses for our parents. Some of us want good schools, to plan for good school for our children. Some of us want good houses for our own good houses. Um, in the next five, in the next 10 years. Maybe you want to put down a business. Maybe it's financial freedom you're looking for. Maybe what else? Mention it. Maybe it's a car that you want to buy. Maybe it's an extra source of income. Maybe it's passive source of income. So there are so many things that you want to achieve. Now, what are you doing towards that goal that you have? That thing that you want to achieve in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Now, there are different platforms of saving that you can use. Let me start between 1 to 2 years. Maybe, for example, I like using myself as an example because I cannot mention a name of a person or a client. In the next 1 year, exactly 1 year, 3 weeks or 2 weeks, my daughter will be joining playgroup. And I have already gone around, or we have already gone around different schools that we would want her to join, and we've seen the school fees. It would be so wrong of us when we get to that time that we'll be shocked that we do not have the money, let's say around 100,000 that they require, or that we require for everything, the school fees and everything, for her to be able to join school. What do you want to achieve at the end of 2024? Now, there are so many platforms. Maybe it's a business that you want to put down. I've always mentioned that it's not good to start on a note of a loan. You want to start a new business and you're taking a loan. This is not business that you've been involved in before. You are starting new. So this is why I want to recommend for you money market fund. People call it MMF. This is somewhere you can save toward a short-term goal, a 2 year goal, a 3 year goal, and the interest is quite good. You can actually have a money market as a passive source of income because interest can range between different interest rate between 10%, 11, 12, 13, even from 8%, depending with which platform you're using. So money market allows you to save for your short-term goal, and in case something comes along the way, you are able to access all your money plus the interest rate. Money market is offered by different insurance companies and different banks, so you can look around which one you want. You can shop around rather. It works well for short term and for emergency planning. I've always mentioned to you, if we've sat down together, that a sufficient emergency fund is one that has at least 6 times your monthly expenses. Now, moving on swiftly from money market, there are goals that fall between 5 year category, like buying a piece of land. I've always said that you don't need to wait for 10 years to buy a piece of land, but you can join a circle. Know how circles work, because if there are two things that I really make sure to mention when talking about circles, when you want to join a circle, please look how long it has been in existence and how many people you know in that circle. Those are the people we call guarantors, because if you've saved 1 million bob in the circle, you qualify for 3 million bob. So the 2 million bob, the guarantors are the one to sign and say, if Mary Margaret will not pay this money, then you can deduct from my contribution. So look around when you're joining a circle. See, join two circle because you know this is a nice circle, it works well, you've been there for a long time na haujui mtu. I have always mentioned, I've always also mentioned that once you get a good circle, na unajua tu mtu moja, now it's time for you to work for that circle without getting paid, by getting your colleagues and friends to join that circle so that you can form a group of people that mnaweza kuwa mnasainiana loan in case there is need. Alright, again, you don't join a circle because you're in need of a loan. No, loan, haja ya loan ukupata kwa njia Yes. Now let's come to long term. Kids education planning, investment planning, that business that you want to put down, that house that you want to put down. There's no big goal. It's not achievable. Even building a house of 5 million bob or 3 million is not a huge goal. It depends with the budget. You don't need a very huge income or a very or to be out of this world to be able to own a home. You just need a nice budget. You just need budgeting. So for example, I was talking to a young man recently or yesterday, and I asked him to tell me all his goals so that we can categorize them in different platforms. He mentioned without fear, but he added, I don't know how I'm going to achieve all this, but this is what I want. Then I told him, you don't need to wait for 10 years to be able to achieve this piece of land. Get at least a third of the cost of that, or how much it would cost you to buy the piece of land. Get yourself to that amount in the circle, then be able to access a loan, then pay it. By the time 10 years inaisha, if you had taken now this 10-year plan, you have already maybe bought a piece of land in 3 years 5 years, then hizo 5 years zingine before 10 years ishe ni ya kulipa hiyo loan. By the time 10 years zinaisha hauna loan kwa sako, and you can now come, already you have started on this other investment plan, a 10-year plan. Saving on that, you can now do and either work with the goal, how much that the house costs you. Maybe it's 3 million. You need to be doing 20K in a month. If you cannot afford 20K, start with where you can. Let me tell you why you still do the 3 million house or the 5 million house, even doing a minimum amount or a low amount like 6,000 or 3,000. 6,000 will be able to give you 1M at the end of 10 years. But even if you're doing 3M, our God is very faithful. 3 years from now, you maybe hautakuwa una earn your amount of money that you are earning right now. Maybe itakuwa increase. Once you increase or your earning increase, don't raise your standard of living, raise your saving. Remember that your goal, the 1 million or the 6,000 you're doing will not give you the 5 million or the 3 million that you need to build your house. But you have started on something. Now you can adjust your savings to be able to make sure it gives you a better return or a higher return or something else after a few years. Again, in 10 years, I told him how utakuwa na loan, si ndio? Yes. Now, if you're having 2 million from this plan or 3 or 1, why not um top up from the circle? You get my point. Yes. So for the long term plan is 10 years, 15, 20, or 25. This is where now you can take a long term plan with an insurance company. Use it as a vehicle. You can use it as a vehicle towards your goal, or you can use it as a passive source of income. The added advantage it comes with is a free life insurance. Most people don't understand what is life insurance, but life insurance is what takes up the economic value when you're not there, or rather, this is how much we pay to your beneficiaries or to your next of kin in case we lose you. So because your income will stop coming in and life is not going to stop, it makes sure to take care of your family in case you're not there. I'm always available to take you through. We sit down, look at your goals, see where you're supposed to invest your money, also introduce you to bonds, all this platform. But the point is, start where you are with what you have. What disease many people are ailing from is postponing and excuses and objections. If you sit down to look at those things that are there to make you not start your investment, there are so many, my dear. There are so many. And excuses are bridges to nowhere. So stop those excuses and start where you are, because life is not going to stop to wait for you. All right. Oh, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Billionaire Mary Margaret, for more tips. And my number is 0792877192 for more conversation. It's free consultation. And remember, we are starting where we are. No amount is too little, no amount is too high.